In the event of a knockdown, the fighter standing will go to the furthest neutral corner and stay there. Protect yourself at all times, touch gloves.
The final tap of the gloves, the raised puncher's gloves, favoured by Ball. We know about his power right from the get-go. Rios can be a very sharp starter as well, Richie.
Yeah, indeed. He's got the 5-inch reach advantage, and he's got to try and use that. But I think Nick Ball, you know, his feet are so quick, snubs that out, if you like, with a lot of his opponents. That height and reach advantage, because he starts really quickly and he's quick actually closing that gap down. So unless you've got a razor-sharp jab and you can keep your distance, then Nick Ball is going to get to you at some stage. And again, Rios is actually crouching down, taking Nick Ball on. And
just in his nature to fight that way, Richie. He's done it and come up short by fine margins against really brilliant fighters. Maybe he thinks he can put some manners to you, and already some of these shots are thudding into Rios from Ball.
A lot of Ball's opponents don't realise, Paul, he's got a terrific jab as well, and he delivers it with a lot of power, and now he's starting to land some big power shots here.
Smart enough, Ball, just to back away and show the respect to Rios. Could have been a bit of cat and mouse about that from Rios. Little flashes of the quality work from Rios in the opening phase of this, but by and large, Ball has been go to work, they say, to Rios from his corner. Try and claim something back in this round, but Ball is landing all the shots that really count so far.
And he's got good variation in his shots, Paul. Right hooks going in from closing that gap down, using the jab tool, and then whips that right hand around the lead hand of his opponent. There it is there, look, right on cue, and again, whips a couple in, and they're getting through.
Started to shift Rios off his balance a little bit, and it's very early to be saying that. Fought anybody like this. The guys I have fought are world class. Vargas.
So you can see the tactics from Ronny Rios here. He's keeping the guard high, and he's crouching down and he's trying to turn a hand injury. You can see what he's trying to do, but I think this has been a good round for Nick Ball. He's actually got through with a lot of punches here.
Real sharp right uppercut and a knowing look across the ring from Ronny Rios. And a very good start from Nicky Ball, echoed in the corner by Paul Stevenson, but also quite measured.
You know what, Paul, Rios boxing like this, it's only going to be a matter of time before lands a clean shot, because the opportunities are there, especially with this right hand that he's whipping around the lead hand see how tough Rios is here. And again, big shots going in from Nick Ball.
He's tough and he's come to win, Ronny Rios, but at the moment he's in danger of being outpowered completely by Nicky Ball here. At this stage in his career, can be said to be wise. 34 years of age, standing in the line of fire like this. At his best, Richie, I've seen him in fights where around the sides, a bit like that there. Yeah. He's such a snaky, clever puncher. Landing those shots tonight. He's too square. Ideal for Ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Rios, for me, is choosing the wrong tactics here. He's being outworked, and he's really risking it, but that wasn't too bad.
That's a little bit of Rios of 5 years ago right there, but can he sustain it anymore?
And it's the shots he's taking in between these bursts that he's doing, Paul. That's his problem. Look at that for a lead uppercut.
Retaining balance through the combinations. Forget about the power for a moment. And it's already starting to look a bit slow at times here, troublingly, from Rios's point of view. He's not rushing his work.
Will not only work at his own pace, but look at the confidence. He keeps switching from orthodox to southpaw.
Rios going back in a straight line, pausing for on the rope. That may not be a very good idea for very long. Here comes Ball again, upstairs, and Rios struggling for time in this fight. Only be saying to himself, I'm going to weather the storm, Rios. Well, is that the plan?
It's a hell of a risk. What a gamble that is. Because he's fighting exactly the way Nick Ball wants him to box here, just standing in front of him, down, so Nick Ball doesn't really have to go looking for him too much. I mean, look, he's just in punching range all the time. We're going to see how tough Ronny Rios is tonight, Paul, because he's on the receiving end here. Again, it's a good round for Nick Ball.
and forward in recent fights, it might have been a different story. A bit of blood right on the bell for Ball, but I don't think it's serious. In that second round that they seem to like from their man, Nicky Ball.
Yeah, these right hands that are getting through Paul. 2, 3 got through there.
Ball already halfway across the ring. Ronny Rios for round 3. If Rios wants to persist with this plan, destined that he will be overwhelmed in the end.
What a terrific start to the round, Paul, from Ball. Thought Ronny Rios just tried a shot, he missed the target, and Ball countered with a terrific punch. And again, these are cracking shots from Ball.
Oh, fantastic. Almost out of this world, certainly world class. Rios springs to his feet. Bob Williams is looking in his eyes. He's asking the question of the moral fibre of Rios. Do you really want this? Do you want to put yourself through what is coming your way? Here it comes again. Ball is irrepressible. Ball seems unstoppable. Ball, fighting like this, seems destined to climb to the true elite level in world boxing. Who can handle this?
Yeah, incredible again, sustained attack from Nick Ball. Get right hands over the top. It's all Nick Ball just on those ropes, a bad position. Has he recovered? Nick Ball goes for him again.
The shots are just bouncing off him, the ones that Rios offers, and Ball is just taking them on his arms and preparing to launch attack after attack. Very closely, Richie,
yes,
the third man.
He's actually more vulnerable when he lets his hands go, Ronny Rios. This is a sustained attack again from Nick Ball. Referee really close there, I thought. This is when he's vulnerable, when he actually lets his hands go, Paul. Oh. Look at that for a shot there again from Nick Ball.
It's absolutely devastating. An unstoppable torrent. Low from Rios 2 or 3 times.
This round up to now, Paul, he's really gone for it. He's gone for the stoppage here. Ronny Rios, very experienced, remember, but again...
In terms of defiance, almost madness by way of an approach, Rios really takes the biscuit for this. But he is a stationary target. Ball can set himself for attack after attack. Bob Williams is poised.
Yeah, he's showing so much bottle here, Ronny Rios, taking these shots, but Ball, look at the referee, how close he is. He's got to throw something back here, Rios, and the referee will jump in.
One clean shot away, I would say. Last few seconds of this third round. Will he see it through? The third round. All the kudos in the world to Rios if he goes back to his corner, still in the fight, which I think he is going to do, somehow. That was brilliant, Richie, but it was hard to watch.
Unbelievable. What a hard man this fella is. Let's have a look at it here. Nick Ball. So there's the shot. It was a lazy jab from Rios, and he gets caught then with a barrage of punches from Nick Ball, who really went for it. He knew he caught his opponent here, Rios, with a terrific shot. Lead left uppercut there went in, and just kept the attack going, sustained the pressure.
One punch finishes the other way, but barring that, this has been an electrifying show already, again from Ball.
Yes, indeed. He gets through, doesn't he? I mean, look at Rios' guard. He's keeping the hands up. He's trying to keep the elbows Ball, but nevertheless, Nick Ball, there's not a lot to aim at there. Volume of punches. And look at this again. What an attack. That wasn't a bad response, though, from Rios.
Rios thought long and hard about coming back into this hardest of sports to get his conditioning right, even before his own team would to him about a comeback. I wonder what his thoughts are right now. Maybe he'd say, do you know what? It's certainly very, very hard.
This is tough, isn't it? For Rios here, but fair play to him. He's still there, but you're just waiting for Nick Ball to land another clean shot. Lots of opportunities start to appear. This is where he's got to watch it. Hands back up very quickly.
Ball almost standing, waiting to pivot and throw the big shots. Rios backs onto the ropes again, takes 2 or 3 straight right hands in that excellent combination from Ball. You're right though, Richie, to the abyss in this fight. What can be worse?
Yeah, exactly, but how much can he keep taking though, Paul? This is the big question. Again on the receipt, Ball going, landing. That's another good shot from him.
It really was. Rios didn't catch it on the way.
And another good crisp jab from Ball. I mean, I take my hat off to Ronny Rios. What a... What a super shot. Great variation in his work. Going for it, Paul.
This time in his own corner. Rios to shut himself down like a hedgehog. But a little shell, is he? That's the problem. It's easy for Ball.
Again, he can't afford to try and throw shots like that and leave himself open, Rios.
Nicky Ball is right on top of his game once more tonight, and he is breathtaking like this. He's surely miles clear. On the other hand, Richie, Bob Williams, the referee, was maybe a moment or two away from stopping it, and Rios, having been through so much in his career, may say, listen, I'm on free time here now. If he allows the space, it's going to be the same and more.
Well, he's obviously trained really hard for this, Ronny Rios. He's in good condition, because to take this type of stick and still come through it really well for this one. But again, to punch as quick in every round, Paul. Same speed, same power. When he's letting his hands actually goes in 2s and 3s, that's probably when he's nibble and open. I think he's inside most certainly.
Those kind of shots in his heyday, extremely effective. But can he fight at the pace that Ball is setting? I rather doubt it, Richie.
You see, those are a little bit better shots, those singles there. He's having glimpses here. But that's he's slowed down a little bit, and he's keeping his distance a little bit more now, Ball. He's got a 10-8 in there as well with the knockdown. But Rios just starting to believe in himself a little bit here, so Nick Ball's got to try and snub this out. This isn't a bad response from Rios.
Potentially he's going to win this round at the moment. The blood from the nose of Ball. But he's undeterred by that. The great thing is, the way it's gone so far, there is no need for Ball to rush into anything, Richie. Has got it all on to clamber back into this fight, even if it does keep going.
Down a little bit, he might be just taking a little bit of a breather, understandably, Paul, the pace that he's set. But that's just allowed Rios in the corner, Rios's corner, shouting at him and they're trying to encourage him. The receiving end, this has probably been his best round, Paul,
I would say so, better. Ball trying to make sure he claims the round with that attack right on the bell.
So now, more the same, but start switching the attack to the body. Look for your uppercuts because you're landing them. You know what I mean? Your jab. Just keep tidy, tight and tidy. Yeah. You're beating them up, slowly breaking them down.
Everybody is focused. The Everton Red Triangle on this great night for the club from the academy. Bossing a world title fight here. World class. Ronny Rios.
Yes, most certainly. I thought, give him a bit of confidence. There's a superb jab there from Ball. That was excellent. Short-range jab, if you like. But what a shot that was as he's moving forward. And he's listening to his coach there, Paul Stevenson, sensibly said, get the attacks, break the opponent down. That's what he said. And I think, you know, Ball knows he's in a fight here. Rios has weathered the storm a little bit, but it's still all Nick Ball.
If it is to be a loss for Rios, there's a way to lose, isn't there, for a man like Rios, and this is it. But if he keeps going like this, we may see him again in a big fight, because people will notice, A, how brave he has been, B, how he kept going under the most extreme pressure, and then, Richie, since then, in flashes, keeping Ball at it.
Yeah, he's certainly making Nick Ball think a little bit. Again, good uppercut on the inside. Pretty pleased with that. And nevertheless, set it well again behind that jab. That's a nice shot from Rios. He seems to put everything into every shot, doesn't he, Nick Ball?
Yeah. Is the ring rust falling off Rios as the round? He is starting to produce. But when he's been out for so long with only one comeback fight, nowhere near this level, what a rude reintroduction it has been tonight for Ronny Rios.
Absolutely. Well, you know, you've got to give him great credit for coming back being stopped, but he weathered the storm, he got through it and back, or trying to anyway. Leading with the hook there, that was a bad shot there for Nick Ball, but he was back into it quite well there after that shot a couple of rounds ago. So I think Nick Ball is well in control, he's well on top. But Nick Ball's well ahead here, Paul.
Swabbing away the blood from that nose. We may hear more about the nose after the fight, but in the heat of battle, forget it. He goes over Rios, and it's going to be counted as a knockdown. Rios doesn't agree with that.
Maybe not balanced, we'll have to have a look at it. But certainly, Ball definitely caught him with a left hook.
A breakthrough moment again, Richie, for Ball here, perhaps, as we start the second half of the fight. Much like the first half.
Just maintaining that gap, Nick Ball, and then just punching into that space. That's what he's so good at. Short and mid-range power puncher. It just leans back and finds that room and space. Bad position for Rios, just above us on the ropes. And that's a cracking shot again from Ball there. And that lead uppercut, Paul.
The pressure's building again. Ball is boiling up. Rios right into his own corner, but friendless in the world at this moment here in Liverpool. The red ring post behind Rios.
It's a bad position for... This, I think, senses victory here, Paul. He's just got to steady himself.
Every time he's fought for a world title, 3 inside, what, 7 months?
Yeah.
Completely different test.
This is a really tough fight for both boxers here. Great shot again. Rios trying to respond. How much has he got left? Ball behind that jab, sensibleness into his corner.
The Rios corner just urging him to pick the pace up. Easy as 10 years ago would have obliged, but not now. He's in against the kid who's, what, 7 years younger and fresher and full of belief that he's going to retain his world title.
Taking a look at the action there. But another round for Nick Ball.
To sum up how hard this fight has been, the referee Bob Williams, while he waited to draw the two fighters to his shirt front is absolutely covered in blood, and at ringside there is blood all over the place. All over the place. Ball with an educated jab to start the round. Turning up the pressure, as he's done, of what's been a fairly devastating performance all round so far.
Yes,
can Rios keep on responding?
That Rios has got here is if Nick Ball runs out of gas, do that, he can maintain this sort of pace and he can produce these fast, hard, crisp shots late on in a contest. That's why he's a world champion. And Rios will be hoping and praying that he can slow down.
Ball's inside the distance wins have come very late indeed in 12-round championship fights. And one of the big fears, I think, dispelled already at this stage, that because it's Liverpool, because it means so much to Ball tonight, because it means so much to all the people of Liverpool, throw too much petrol on the fire too soon. I don't think he fell for that, do you?
Caught with a good right uppercut there. But again, keep switching orthodox to southpaw. Oh, lovely shot again from Nick Ball. Big right hand.
Ball stalking his prey, but he also knows, with all his experience, that if you keep on persisting, sometimes the fates will favour you. He's going to need a favour from somewhere, but he knew better than staying on the ropes a couple of moments ago. He's back into the centre of the ring, almost defiantly saying to Ball, the ante. How many times can you keep on producing the big shots?
He catches him with a knockout shot. Remember, he's got decent power, 17 knockouts, so he has decent power, Ronny Rios. Like I've said, at this stage, doesn't seem to be any sign that...
No, he's been beaten out of the gate. He can get lucky. And he's right to think like that. He turned Ball for a moment.
Yeah.
Rios and the Art of Survival. There's a book in it somewhere. He's been brilliant. Thank you, Anthony Crolla. 4 rounds to go. It's still a finish line just over the hill as far as Ronny Rios is concerned tonight. But he's got that in mind quite clearly. And if he's on his feet, he reckons probably I can do something extraordinary and stun this arena here in Liverpool. The plus, even if it were stopped now, Richie, is that Rios can come away from this, and if he chooses, nobody can argue, because he has produced, in his own terms, a very, very good performance against a young champion right on top of his game.
Certainly he's not over the hill. He's really responded in a lot of these rounds, but he's come through. A true champion spirit, if you like. This is his, third shot at a world title. Is it third time lucky? It doesn't appear to be, because Nick Ball's well winning it, but he's still there. He's still trading and he's still believing. So it's a funny game, Paul, boxing. We know Nick Ball's in command here. And I think Ronny Rios still believes he can win this contest, and so he's still dangerous.
I know Paul Stevenson is one of the most quietly developer of young boxers, but a lot of his game is built around aggression. He wants his fighters to be exciting. He wants them to dominate, which they do. But does there come a point, Richie, when you are a world champion at home, where you...
That would be the sensible approach, wouldn't it? But and he's just slowed down a little bit here, as Nick Ball. 3 or 4 punch combination. But very well with his jab. There it is there, look. And there's no more head movement, so he's just slowed down naturally. And as I say that, Paul, then look at this attack now from him.
The thing is, from Rios's point of view, though, Richie, for me, ring rust was so apparent early on and have gone along. Muscle memory comes into it. He's been through this before, but it's enough to keep the fight captivating.
Yeah, it is, yeah, 100%.
The uppercut finds the mark.
Super.
Hear the bell now. He won't do anything at the end of this round. That's it. He's got every trick in the book. And Ball's going to learn a lot from all that, Richie, isn't he, tonight?
Absolutely, Paul.
You're doing a great job, said Stevenson. Let's just make sure we win it.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is very, very important. Just keep concentrating all the time. Because at World Championship level, Paul, against a tough guy like this, you've got to concentrate. He's still in there. Sensible coaching there from Paul Stevenson.
Rios beaten by Ray Vargas on points. Vargas, the man of faced. First time round in Riyadh. Many believed he'd done enough. He had him down twice, didn't he?
Yeah,
didn't get the decision.
Didn't get it, did he? But I thought
but that's the level Rios has performed at. A close victory when he did claim the title against a really talented opponent, second time round. A very big margin of victory at all against Ray Ford, so Ball does know how to get over the line, and I think he needs to show that.
Again, I think Nick Ball, he's such a deceiving boxer, Nick Ball, because you think he's an out-and-out short to mid-range power puncher, but at times his feet in, it's very correct way of boxing. There it is there, look, not too far away with that one. You see, it's perfect boxing, that is. He's boxing at long range with the jab to set up the power shots that follow. Excellent.
And here comes the next salvo. The whole crowd rises with Nicky Ball, pouring on the pressure. Rios is out of the ring. Will Bob Williams give him the time to get back in? He crawls under the bottom rope. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. His will to keep going is beyond words. And the towel is coming.
In. The towel's in.
It's all over. And Nicky Ball has retained his world title here in Liverpool. He dazzled. He was devastating. But Rios refused to go away. And in the end, Ronny Rios is saved by his own corner.